Let me just tell a little story. I get in touch with Professor James around, I think about 8.5 years ago, and we started this big data journey together. And just early this year, I think around April, when I meet Professor James and Katempe in Kigali, we talked extensively, and we agreed that we need to begin to not just keep doing sensitization, but start to put some actionable points.
Hmm.
And when Page University appointed me as a DPC IT Research and Innovation, the first thing I did was then to contact the duo, and through their wisdom and inspiration, we started floating well, and we really need their support to get this thing done. As you all know from their profile, they are not just academic, they are just teaching students in the classroom. Uh, they are pushing all the mission of universities as explained in detail yesterday by Professor James. I visited Professor James a couple of times in the UK, and I've seen him and I have interacted with his students. I think I have 5 of his PhD students as my personal friends. Now, whenever I need help, I can read at them. Dr. Bio, Dr. Festus, and the rest. So we really need to learn from these two individuals, and in terms of students involvement in what they are doing, they are up to that. And this is what Prof also mentioned yesterday. It's not just about teaching. We really need to take these as students as our sons or daughters, and we really need to help them out. And the only way we can help them out is by extending our work beyond the classroom. When we talk about research, they have done well. I've known what Prof is doing from his profile. We have seen it all. He supported big organizations and not with big money. Prof used to tell me, listen, if you want to do research or innovation, sometimes big money distracted you from even doing what you want to do. Just start small. And that really strikes me well. And I love Professor James as well. He traveled widely. I don't know where he is now. And I've known project that he really pushed so hard. And if you talk about community engagement, they have done it well. Professor James, over the last 8 years, he do come to Nigeria every year, with the exception of last year. And nobody paid a penny for his journey. He paid it on his own. And when he comes to Nigeria, he stays for up to, I think, about 4 to 5 weeks usually. And with Professor James, we travel widely to Nigeria, to Katsina, to Zamfara, to Jigawa, to Kano, to Kaduna, and so on. And if you go to other parts of Nigeria, he practically visits almost every state. And all what Prof is doing during his visit is collecting data, talking to people, and taking them, and saying that you're not alone. And I remember when we visited my village, I think around 5 years ago with Prof, and I cried when I heard what Prof is talking to village primary school teacher saying that you're not alone. Don't look at you are staying in the village, look at your friend in the city, you're not alone. So that visit alone changed a lot of things in my village, and also with the man. Even today he asked about him, and he connected with us. Yesterday he connected and listened to what Prof is doing. So if you talk about commercialization, this is what Professor Jones has been talking, academic entrepreneurship. We don't need to wait until the university give us money to buy a laptop or to buy, and Professor Bible said it very well. Why many colleagues don't get grants is because we put too much stomach infrastructure and purchasing and buying our research grant. And that's why we usually don't get the money. And we have to really begin to learn from them. And the other part of the thing I want to say is base is opening up, and we have the support, we have the pillars, we have even the funding plan. If colleagues have a plan that they really want to do, and they're targeting some of the agenda, where most of these are partners are pushing, we'll be happy to support them. Professor Simon said it, he's a good friend as well. 10 in the morning, I don't even know if he's around. We would have traveled to Kano, but when he heard we are doing this event, just have to talk in, just to share his experience and whatever. So we have the basic infrastructure, and I think this engagement needs to continue, and I will be happy to give this platform. I will be happy to share their contact, and also feel free, as Professor James and Dr. mentioned earlier, we need to expand our discipline. At Penn University, we don't have issues with discipline. All our staff and students have discipline. Where we have issues in this program, how do you begin to translate all the computers we have, all the bandwidth we have, to practice? We really need to push up our indicators. Our metric must go high. Our ranking must go high. Our visibility and impact must go high. Yesterday, I had a interaction with the NUC editors. We are hosting about 16 teams of NUC editors, trying to look at our curriculum, which I appreciated them. And this is what Professor James is saying. In other parts of the world, nobody comes to a university and accredits you. You got ranking and visibility through your digital footprint. And that happened through various indicators, human development index, human readiness, human development index, human capital index, global innovation index, and so on and so on. So by here in Nigeria, we still do the DEX-based accreditation, which is also one of the models Prof have been saying that we need to go beyond that. Accreditation is now based on data evidence. And if you go through what Professor Bamiro said earlier through his data, he shared his own personal story, not talking about emotional and application what we plan to do, his own personal story. Similar with Mukhtar. When I go through his PowerPoint, I was thrilled to know what he is doing, trying to take away every graduate in telecommunication then off the job market. No one looks for job. And this is what BEST is trying and is thinking of doing. And that's one of the key reasons in our team, we pointed towards these two agendas, institutional research and graduate employability. The two things that work together. As a private university where we have little support from government, we must do more of institutional research. We must do research that matters. And we have to center our research towards the full mission of the university. We must do quality teaching, research, we must support the community, and we must have academic entrepreneurship. And maybe if Professor James have more time, we'll be happy to have him here on campus sometime early next year, or maybe online if you have the time. We'll be happy to have him to extend this relationship. Professor Ketepe is also coming to Nigeria sometime in December. I will beg if we can put up at least 2-3 hours to do more with us. We need this. This is the right time for us to really expand. So without taking much of your time, I will introduce Rekiba. Rekiba is one of our alumni. She graduated about 5 years ago. And when I see her CV, and I say I must recruit her. And as a policy concern in my department, even though I got assistance from a few colleagues that we are doing every, I think it doesn't matter. We gave our students too much, and alumni too much interest. On average, I have about 6 or 7 interns in my department. And I can confirm to you why we get to where we are now is because of our students. When you bring your students back to your university to work for you, they know what they want, and they had similar experience of enjoying the type of services you are trying to give to your future students. So we are modeling the future university we want, and through this, through working with institutions like John's institution, IBM, and Oracle, and IEEE, and Microsoft, we are trying to push that country to look for jobs. They will seamlessly fit in within the future world that is dominated by emerging technologies. So, John, thank you very much for connecting with us. John was here as well. John visited Bayes University, I think, in 2017, when we had the first Africa Youth Congress, sort of IEEE activities, the first in Africa. And we had John here, and he gave keynote speech, and since then, these connections produced positive feedbacks. And with the kind support from John, we were able to host various trainings around big data and business intelligence. I just to share a few thoughts with you. Some of our students that have benefited are really pushing so hard around this new ecosystem of big data and cloud computing. And with the kind support of John as well, we hosted Oracle, we hosted IBM mastery training for teachers, which I think, if I can remember, we had about 40 teachers that were trained on how to use Oracle, how to use IBM technology in the classroom. And I benefited from that, and a few other colleagues from Nile University, and I think about 3 or 4 universities. So thank you very much, John. I will hand over my mic to Rakiba. She will be anchoring the event until I think 4 or 5.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rizman. Our next speaker, as already mentioned, is John Matogo. John Matogo is the Global University Program Leader for International Business Machines Corporation, IBM Africa. John joined IBM in September 2014, bringing with him vast experience from the academic community in East Africa. His role involves leading IBM academic programs with universities in countries in the sub-Saharan African region. John has been instrumental in forging collaborations for IBM with numerous institutions of higher education and ministries of education in the African region. The outcome of the program initiated so far includes having over 1,000 certifications and over 5,000 trained students and faculty members on the new and emerging technologies, including cloud computing, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, Internet of Things, data science, cybersecurity, and many more. Before joining IBM, John was the founding manager at IBIS Africa, the Business Incubator and Innovation Center at Strathmore University, and a faculty member in the Faculty of Information Technology at the same institution, teaching software engineering and computing courses. He was instrumental in coordinating the first ever e-readiness survey of over 50 universities in East Africa while working with Kenya Education Network Trust. He is interested in the application of technology in educational environments and developing digital skills among young professionals. His research interests include ICTs in education, ICT 4D, free and open source software, and innovation and entrepreneurship. His contribution to the local technology community was recognized at the IHOP Technology Community Award ceremony on the 8th of March 2015. Matogo is an active volunteer with IEEE in Region 8, that is the Europe, Middle East, and African region, and is serving as the current chair for the Action for Industry Subcommittee in Region 8. He served as the chair for the IEEE Kenya section 2014 to 2015. John is a former board member of AfriLabs between 2012 to 2015, which is the umbrella body for innovation hubs on the African continent. We're still waiting for our current speaker, who will be with us shortly. While we wait for Mr. John, who is having connectivity problems, we would like to take feedbacks and remarks from our participants, especially those online. Safed Uberzo, can we have any comments from you, please?
This university is the institution that you will get the best value for money education in Nigeria.
Focus of this university to provide a kind of education, tertiary education to Nigerians, which is obtainable in the best institutions anywhere in the world.
I have mandate to assist in making sure that we have good financial basis for the university, that the facilities are well resourced and well used, and there is value for money in all the activities that we operate on.
The Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academics supports the Vice Chancellor in making sure that the academic activities of the university are properly coordinated.
This university is a brand. It's a brand on its own. Brand, a very unique brand in the sense that it's one of the very few, if not the only one, that you can hop into an aircraft anywhere in Nigeria and land. Just one hop will take you to Bayes University. You don't need to connect anywhere.
We are not about money. We're really about the quality. Anything else will follow afterwards. And it is about time to make the name of Nigeria in that league. That there is an institution, however small it is, and it is about that quality.
We have a control and command center where we look at every aspect of the university that is open. Obviously, the private rooms and the toilets and bathrooms are exempt, but all the classrooms, public areas are covered by security. We have a chief security officer who is a retired colonel in the army, who has assembled a team of professionals to keep the university secure. The owner of the university by himself has regular interface with all the security agencies just to make sure that we gather appropriate intelligence and that we're also able to proact intelligently to ensure the safety and security of our students on campus.
Our exam system that is anonymous. No name or number is written.
cannot get John to talk to us. We push his presentation to Monday, to tomorrow or Friday. And we'll just move to the next presenter. Are you ready for her? Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So our next speaker is the head of strategy at Legend Superman, and her name is Iyechi, and she's going to be talking to us today about digital transformation. So sit back and enjoy. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. This topic is quite an interesting one because it is very defining for the times that we're in.
I think before you go ahead, let me have a mic.
Okay.
Yes. I expected a more detailed introduction from her. That's why I passed on the mic to her. So you talk about your company, what History is doing, what Suburban is doing, what Legend is doing, how are you supporting teaching and learning and research, and how are you supporting us as a university? We have been doing things with you for the last, 8 years. When we started this, we talked to Suburban, and we got a lot of goodies from them. And I remember Professor James, if you are around, we invited their MD, Mr. Bruce, and he was with us in 2016 when we had the Big Data Innovation Conference. He came in here in person. As of yesterday, and even as of this afternoon, his plan is to be here with us, but unfortunately, things keep coming, and he was unable to be here. But we have two of his top management, and maybe if you are trying to say what you are doing with us, when we started this, we see it as a must for us to move beyond the normal way of running university, and we engage Suburban, and they are very generous. To put us into the digital transformation pathway. And I keep saying this to colleagues, ICT is not expensive for universities. Just that we want to get the expensive things in the university. What university is basically free in the open domain. And devs have really leveraged on that open domain and open source ecosystem. And Legend is giving us, I'll be mixing to a Legend and Suburban, self-company. Legend is a parent company. Suburban is the parent company. Suburban is the parent company. Legend is the subsidiary. They are into fiber optics services. I think in Abuja, they are the major providers. They do fiber to home, and they do fiber to office as well. And maybe people will love to hear how many connections you have done. And there is a video I found in the internet. You can search the video about how they do the installation. I found the video interesting about a few. Yeah. So, and many colleagues don't even know what is fiber optics. In Gates University, we have around 15-kilometer fiber optics laid on campus. And all buildings are connected by fiber optics. And this fiber optic is planned to run up to 10 gigabit per second. And as it is now, we're not running even up to 1 gigabit because combined internet capacity at base is around 700 MB. So we are hoping before end of this year, as demand push forward, we'll be getting up to 2 gigabits, hopefully before end of next year. So Suburban is giving us support at no cost. They have connected us to the internet exchange. I think for the last 5 years, we have never paid a penny to them. Although we're not using most of the bandwidth they're giving us, because we already have a decent bandwidth, but they're giving us an enabler where most of these services we're enjoying, we don't need to pay for. And maybe I'm sure we have few colleagues from other universities. As a university, if you want to run digital or remote or hybrid teaching, allow you to have an infrastructure. And this infrastructure includes global app services. So global app services is in Nigeria. Global app is server in Lagos. So all that you need to have is PRM. Just connect your institution to Lagos exchange through Medallion. We have Medallion in Abuja and we have Medallion in Lagos. And I think the internet exchange points now have a presence in Kano. I was in talk a few months ago with Rukman, the MD, and he was pushing to see if the university within that process can connect. So we are getting free connection, handshake from Abuja to Lagos at no cost. And it's amazing thing that really give us support when the pandemic happened. We have to close the campus. Also, Legend is giving us free Wi-Fi in the student hostel. I think they put around, if I remember, 48 routers where each student can access free data. I think as of then about 20 gig. They are giving each student about 20 GB free data per month, which student can always go ahead if they consume the free data. I think about 3,500 per month, if I can remember. And many of our students, they have this service in their homes. So all they need to do is to have the login details and they can seamlessly connect to their home internet in the university. And not just internet, they have full stack of multimedia entertainment. So, and with their generous support, they have extended the connection. Now we have connection here in this hall. Most of the participants that are physical with us are using their own internet, and they have also extended the connection to multi-purpose hall. And they are open for business. We are looking towards signing up an MOU with them to advance research and innovation. Because you cannot do research now if you don't have internet connection. And beyond internet connection, you need to have additional services, peering, identity, and maybe high performance computing. I was in touch with a colleague about 3 months ago. He said he needs high performance computing, where he needs to have up to 2 GB connection capacity to connect to his colleagues in Brazil during a simulation. So, which is science, which is innovation. We don't need to have all the servers. We don't need to have all the machines to run research and innovation. We can easily connect to their own infrastructure. So we are thinking of extending this our relationship to go beyond just bed alone, where we can have all our staff to have affordable and reliable internet at home. And it's something that I have to say this and I have to thank them. And we look forward to have your presentation. Maybe if you can play the video, you have the video. Yeah, you should play the video after. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm so humbled by everything you said, and that is truly just indicative of the kind of company that we are. And that's why when we look at digital transformation as a company, it's something that we support and enable, but you get to see it as I proceed with my presentation. First off is trying to understand what digital transformation is. Digital transformation very much looks at the way a business is able to leverage and utilize technology to improve on its operations, on its people management, and everything about the business. And this is truly important in the age that we live in, where everything is very, very fast changing. Now, they say that the companies with the best strategies are not the ones that necessarily win, but the ones that are most agile, that are able to evolve and adapt. And going digital and leveraging digital tools is something that gives us an edge to be able to do that. And also, you look at customers are very quickly changing. Customers, you want things that are cheaper, faster, more better packaged, and that's why companies like Amazon are thriving, because they understand that customers are forever hungry, are forever evolving in their needs. So, digital transformation in the context of what we're discussing today, there's maybe two things that I aim to achieve today. One is to get people to understand that you need to retune your mind in the way you look at digital tools. We live in a technology-driven era where things change very, very quickly. Just look at the financial service sector, with banks that have been in existence for 20 years or more, being overtaken by new banks that have been existing for 5 years because they are leveraging technology in the way they deliver financial services. You look at even fintech solutions like Paystack and Flutterwave. Flutterwave now being valued at, I think, about $2 billion or $1.5 billion. There has a unicorn status now. The unicorn is a business that is valued at about $1 billion. So many financial services, so many banks have been existing for the past 20 years and don't even come close to that kind of valuation. And what is the difference? The difference is in the way they use technology. Technology is an enabler for whatever business, whatever you do. Technology can act as a catalyst to be able to accelerate what you do. And now, looking at us as Suburban and as Legend, we truly believe in technology. We are a technology-driven company. And our strategy hinges on our ability to be able to be agile in the way that we use technology. We believe in technology and we believe in people. That's why we support institutions like Blaze University that we believe is training the next generation of talent, the next generation of workforce that are going to transform the country. And the way that we do this is in being able to make available the basic infrastructure that people can build on top. When I look at the most important necessities that a human being needs, I look at food, clothing, shelter, and connection. And what enables connection? Connection right now is being enabled by your ability to connect to a wider, more global world. And you do this through internet, you do this through basic connectivity. And we enable that. So as an individual, we're able to connect to people all over the world through the services that we provide. As a company, you're able to connect your organization, the people in your organization together. You're also able to connect with partners all over the world through that. So technology is an enabler that ensures that as a business that you're growing as an individual, you're able to compete favorably in the market. So now I would like us to also play the video that he had mentioned. It gets to show you all the work that we put into making sure that our services and our infrastructure gets to people. We are very meticulous and we're very, we believe in excellence. When people were going the easy route in the way they connect, we were innovative and we saw that it's not just about getting internet to the offices. People needed to be able to connect even remotely. And we started the fiber to the home services. And when we started it, a lot of people were wondering what we were doing. I think this was going to be sustainable. But we studied and we saw the way the market was changing. And now we get to be the leaders in that industry. So we'll show the video of how it's done. At least you get to appreciate what it is that we do. Have you got the video?
No.
Have you done
You have the video?